Hello and welcome to Hindi Reading Class 10E. Today we're going to discuss a few special conjuncts. Some are special shapes and some can have multiple shapes before we go on to more important things. So here's our very first special conjunct form. And you can see it's a combination of the non-aspirated Hindi ka with the retroflex Hindi sha. Now it's important to remember, especially if you're trying to type these things, that it has to be that special sha. It's not the other sha, but this special sha. And so it takes this strange ambersand looking form. I never realized it was like an ambersand before, but it takes a strange ambersand looking form that you see below. And so if you notice here, we said it was a combination of with the retroflex sha, which is usually rarely pronounced in Hindi these days. So how would you pronounce this word if that symbol in the middle is a combination of ba and sha? So this would be pak. If we separate this, first syllable would be pak, and then second syllable would be she. So put them together and you will have pakshi, pakshi, pakshi. How would you pronounce this? Well, here, since it comes at the end, we can't really separate it, but we know that the first part is going to be brick, brick, and then the last part will be shh. And so we put this together and we get vriksh, 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 vriksh. Now, if you're wondering why I said vriksh and not vruksh, I'd suggest that you go back to lesson number 3, our vowel lesson. So how would you separate this? First syllable would be up, and second syllable would be shur, shur, right? So put them together and we have akshar, 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 akshar. Now remember that the first vowel is a, so some may have a tendency to pronounce that like a, but it's actually a, akshar, akshar. How would you say this? So, yes, you may be wondering, how in the world are you supposed to pronounce this if you have a ka and a sha coming at the beginning? You're actually probably going to hear 3 ways. Now, the book way, the technically correct way, is exactly as it's written. So it kind of messes with your throat a little. Kshama, right? Kshama, kshama, kshama. If you notice, the ka is not very pronounced in that form. It's almost like you're swallowing the K. Kshama, kshama, kshama. You don't actually enunciate the ka, you swallow the K. Kshama, 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 kshama. So in that way, it is different than regular ka, when you pronounce it at the beginning. Now, the second and third way, you will hear people say it this way sometimes. Some people will just say shama, get rid of the ka. And even occasionally you might hear people replace that whole thing with a cha sound, chama. So, but those are colloquial ways of pronouncing it. The first way is the technically book correct way, and so that would be kshama, 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 kshama. And it really is only a problem when it's at the beginning of a word, because when it's in the middle at the end, it's pretty straightforward how to pronounce this. It's fairly easy. It's almost like English K followed by SH, except we know that here the G sound doesn't have any ear come out of your mouth. So we're going to look at another strange shape, and this is actually a shape that can take multiple forms. The first form is pretty understandable. It's G followed by Th, but you can see there's a variable form which is on the right over here, which I'm not sure what exactly that looks like. Um, yeah, it looks like they broke off part of the ka and then attached the ta. But anyway, this is ka non-aspirated combined with ta, the teeth touch non-aspirated ta, T sound. So if we notice here that these two words are actually the same word, the only difference is that the shape took a different form. So how would you pronounce this? So here we have first syllable, which I didn't break it into syllables, but this first syllable would be vak, and then last syllable would be ta. So here we have vakta, 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 vakta. How would you pronounce this? So here once again, we have the same thing. That is a ka followed by ti. And so first syllable would be bhak, bhak. Second syllable would be ti. So remember that bha sound has air. First syllable would be bhak. Second syllable would be ti. So if you put it together, you will get bhakti, bhakti, bhakti. How would you say this? Once again, that conjunct is ka combined with ti. And so first syllable would be shak, shak. Second syllable would be ti. And you would get shakti, shakti. So here we come to our third strange multiple shape form today, and that is sha combined with the non-air ja. Sha combined with non-aspirated ja, which is a ch sound with no air. So here you see it can take three possibly different forms. The last two forms are very similar, but notice that it's what's going on here. Well, here the sha has taken the form of a ribbon. So whatever he's promoting, I don't know. Blue ribbon, I don't know what that means. Anyway, he's taking the form of a ribbon, and then you see the cha after it. And so note that whenever you see this ribbon shape, this is actually a sha. And so we have these words, and they are all actually the same word. The only difference is that the conjunct has taken a different shape. So let's go ahead and try to pronounce this. How would you break this up? So first syllable would be nish. Notice the ribbon has is sh. So then we have nish because we broke the conjunct in half as we have been doing for several lessons. First syllable nish, and then we're left with the remainder, which would be chit. So if we put it together, we would get nish chit, nish chit, nish chit, nish chit. Here we come to our fourth exception, and this is sh combined with va, sh and va. So this can take two shapes as well. In the same way in the last one, how sh became a ribbon, here too sh has become a ribbon stuck on top of the va. So you will see both ways in writing. Sh is the ribbon. So this is the same word, and how would you pronounce this? So this would be shui, 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 shui. If you notice, remember, it wouldn't be shui, shui, because in way back when we discussed va, in I think it was lesson one or two, when we talked about the special Indian va sound. So here we would take more of the sound of a W, shui. So how would you pronounce this? So this is nish, you know this, sorry, vish, 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 followed by vas. So here we have vish, vas, vish, vas. So the key thing to note here is that both are identical. Vish, vas. The fifth shape we're going to discuss today is the combined with ra. And it takes this strange shape here, which I don't know exactly what that looks like, but that's the shape it takes. If you notice something that's interesting is that you see the straight line coming underneath. It's kind of like the root we talked about, the little carrot coming out. But then the ta has been chopped off. Virtually, it's only maybe a half or less the size that it was before. And so, how would you pronounce this? So that first shape as we said, is ta combined with ra, and so that would be tre. So first syllable would be tre, second syllable would be ek. So we have tre ek, tre ek, tre ek, tre ek, tre ek. How would you pronounce this? So of course the first part would be ne, ne, and then the last part would be tra. So we would pronounce this net. If you notice in many people's speech, when there is a at the end, even though it has to be there, a lot of times it becomes a very small uh. So this would be pronounced net. So you don't have to pronounce it netra. If you notice netra, where your throat does a lot of vibration, at the end you can just say uh. So netra, netra, netra. How would you pronounce this? So this one we can split up. So first syllable would be net, and then second syllable would be ri. And so if we put it together, we would get netri, 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 netri. So how would you split this up? So we're going to split the conjunct like we've been doing. So first syllable would be mat, and then last would be ra. Mat, ra, matra. Put it together, matra, 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 matra. So notice that the th sound is the th sound where your tongue touches the bottom, lower part of your top front teeth. Matra. And so and the ra is a Spanish R, so you do a little matra. Okay, how would you pronounce this? So here you probably notice that this is actually a conjunct combined with a conjunct. This is a three-letter conjunct, which would basically, if we had to think about it in terms of something like English, we could say it would be like STR. Of course, the th and the ra are different than English T and R, but that's how we could think about it as STR, and this would be pronounced stree, stree, stree. Now, if you notice, we also have the STR conjunct in English in words like street. Of course, it sounds completely different. Street versus street. Street. So how would we break this up? First syllable would be put. I forgot the dashed line after the th, but first syllable would be put. Second syllable would be ri. So if you put it together, we would have putri, 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 putri. So on a small note, don't confuse tra with the double na, tra and na. So if you notice, what's the difference? Well, the na has the little loops at the end of the shape, whereas tra does not. And so, what's the difference between these two? The difference would be that the one on the left is panna. So this is a double na. Panna, panna. And now the one on the right, which doesn't have the little loops underneath, would be patra, patra. So panna versus patra, patra, patra. Our special shape of the day, number 6, is sh followed by ra. Once again, we see the little ribbon here, and we see the root form that we saw earlier, the little carrot looking thing sticking out underneath. So here, both have taken special shapes. And so how would you separate this word? So first syllable would be ash, ash, ash. Second syllable would be ram. If you notice, we have the special ribbon. Underneath it is the root. So we have shra right there. So first syllable ash, second syllable ram. Together we have ashram, ashram, ashram. How would we pronounce this? So once again, you have the sha combined with ra at the beginning, except the matra here is e. So we have shri, shri, shri. How would you pronounce this? So you have to be a little bit careful here. If you notice that this line with the little thing above it kind of looks like the matra o. So it's not o. How do we know that? Because if it was o, then it would look like it does below shrosht, but it is not. You notice that the line there is actually a part of the matra. So that line is not, sorry, part of the conjunct. That line is not part of a matra. So this entire thing is shra, including the vertical line. So we have to be a little bit careful about that. That vertical line is not a matra. And so if we add this line on top of shra, what do we get? Well, we get A. It is the whale jumping out of the water. So we get shre, shre. So if we pronounce this whole thing, This would be shresht, shresht, shresht. So how would we pronounce this? So first syllable would be pa. We're going to break apart that conjunct into sha and ra. So second syllable would be rish, and then third syllable would be ram. So altogether, you would say pa, rish, ram, parishram, parishram, parishram. Our special conjunct number 7 takes two forms. The second form is very rare indeed, but you should be aware that it does exist. Once again, the ra takes the root shape, the little carrot sticking out from under the letter. Except in the variation on the right, we see the ka has been bent into a different form. Special shape number 8 for the day is sha combined with da. And like we talked about before, the sha with the da and the ta and the da and the da and da, then the sha can either come beside the da when combined or on top of it. And so these two words are the same. How would you pronounce this? So this would be first part is a sa combined with a pa, so that'd be spa, and then ending with sh. So this would be spushed, spushed, spushed. And how would you pronounce these two identical words? This would be gushed, 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 gushed. And last but not least, the same goes with sha combined with ta. So it can either be seen left side by side or on top of one another.